Yo, it's me, Arnold. It's springtime, and you know what that means. Time to pump those biceps. Do it now. I'm gonna guess that's an all year round thing for you, Arnie. But for the rest of us scent nerds, spring is one fun time for fragrance. Hi, Dr. Magnifiscent here, and welcome to the Muscular The reason spring is such a fun time for fragrance is because there really are no rules. Pretty much anything goes, including beastly performers. And that's what we're gonna flex about today. Spring scents with some muscle, baby! Strong projection and long-lasting power. Don't just command a room, command an entire forest! And I say forest because even though, sure, you can reach for anything you like, especially in the transitional months, I do think it's a good idea to incorporate certain elements to match the spring surroundings. Avoiding things like super sweet gourmands, pungent ouds, overly animalic leathers, smoky or boozy blends, and opting for more green and plant-like notes. Herbs, florals, woods, mosses, botanicals. Just overall blends with vegetal and aromatic characteristics are a perfect fit. And if you'd like to spruce up your YouTube subscriptions tab, feel free to plant that subscribe button, water that like button, and if you could watch till the very end to appease YouTube's watch time algorithm, I would very much appreciate that, as much as I'm sure you'd appreciate me getting on with the video, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, okay, sorry. Here we go. 10 super strong beast mode spring scents. The doctor is now in. Kicking off with the rip-roaring intense Cedrat Boise by Mancera. Oh, the intensity! Sometimes gets compared to Aventus or Hashavat. In fact, I battled all three of these once if you're curious how they stack up. The intense flanker doesn't deviate too much from the original nice and crisp scent profile of bergamot, lemon, blackcurrant, cedar, sandalwood, oak moss, and a slight touch of leather, but does beef it up with Cambodian oud, while upping the leather, woods, and musk, adding some versatility for year-round wear, but really plays exceptionally well in the spring. And since we mentioned Nishane, I have been loving Wulong Cha in the spring. Kind of a deceiving beast. Sure, it may be on the weaker side as Nishane goes, but that's a severely high bar. As an extrait, it lasts and lasts. I wouldn't call it a room filler unless you really hose yourself down, but last time I wore it, someone did comment on my scent after several hours of wear, so it's still detectable by others even if you go nose blind to it after a while. Famous for its oolong tea note, then we have fig, orange, Litsia cubeba, and a sexy musky base. I love it because it's unique enough to be interesting, then again, still a very easy wear. Just like Blessed Baraka by Initio, a simple blend of amber, sandalwood, musk, and vanilla. But man, the way it's proportioned, this thing is just magical! Warning, don't wear if you hate being chased down and complimented constantly. Nothing challenging whatsoever, kinda relaxing, feels luxurious. Projection is phenomenal, but the scent profile itself doesn't smell like it's trying to grab your attention. It just has this tendency to lure people in and pique their curiosity. If you were to own only one by Initio, I think this guy can do it all. Sure, most of these on this list are signature scent worthy, but I think Blessed Baraka could be the quintessential all-year wonder. On the designer end, as addicting to wear as it is to say, Tom Ford's f***ing fabulous. Cause nothing says elegance like some good old-fashioned cussing. F***ing fabulous is f***ing amazing. With its prominent almond complemented by lavender, orris root, cashmeran, and amber. A scent profile that, not gonna lie, confused me a little at first, but the more I wore it, the more I craved it. Also pretty f***ing great when it comes to performance. I mean, the Parfum version really bullhorns it up, but to be blunt with you, it doesn't seem very necessary. The original holds its own just fine, and for some weird reason, M doesn't like the Parfum as much. We're both crazy about the Eau de Parfum. Perhaps being a less dense concentration, it has more room to breathe? Dunno, it just has this fa-fa-boom about it. Oh man, though, a slow burn at first whiff, which in time became extremely addicting. Intoxicated by Kilian. Again, when I first sampled this years ago, It seemed weird to me. I was like, this smells like an old Sprite that's been left on the counter for 3 weeks. Oh, my poor untrained nose back then finally came around when the neurons in my brain finally made the right connection. I had never smelled cardamom in perfume before. Now it's become one of my all-time favorite notes. Also, love the unique twist of mocha coffee as well as vanilla and cinnamon. Does often get compared to Amen by Mugler, but a tad smoother, less abrasive. Basically a niche upgrade. But oh yeah, one of the best cardamoms in the entire fragrant landscape. I don't know if any can beat African Leather by Memo Paris. This made me an instant fan of the brand, wanting to explore as much as I could. But if I'm being sincere, nothing from Memo has topped this in my opinion. It's the most popular release from them for a reason. That cardamom balanced with just a supporting roll of leather, some pink pepper, patchouli, rose, cinnamon, and maybe the tiniest amount of oud. Hard to tell, it's really not all that noticeable. But you know what will be noticeable? You! When you be wearing this gorgeous attention getter. We can't forget florals. Now, some of you may hear florals and immediately want to close this video. But wait! Don't do that! This is Kimiya by Royal Crown. It may be the most mind-bending, soul-igniting, schnoz-bashing, in a good way, rose-dominant powerhouse I've ever come across. A high-pitched, punchy Bulgarian and Taif rose mashup with peach blossom, white lily, carnation, and jasmine, but then counterbalanced with sandalwood, myrrh, ambergris, and a smidge of agarwood. So we have darker masculine components juxtaposing those florals. Kinda reminds me of the sadly discontinued L'Homme Ultime by YSL. If you've been missing this, Kimiya gets me in the same ballpark, but with significantly better performance. Back over to the designers. I have to give Prada Luna Rossa Black a ton of props for being a decent performing Prada. Strength is not their, well, strength. L'Homme Intense, tragically discontinued, was the last power Prada I can think of. So I am glad the brand still has something available with some brawn behind it, probably thanks to its ambery base, a little musk and sweet tonka bean complementing an earthy patchouli and Angelica. Not the adorably evil antagonist from Rugrats. Angelica, the perennial herb. If we were able to distill cartoon character essences, I would start with Stimpy. Just weirdly curious. Out of everything mentioned today, PLRB may be the least beastly by comparison, but gotta give credit where it's due. In here, that clean, light, and soapy Prada personality has a good heft to it. And let's be honest, that sleek black bottle, a nice bonus, am I right? This next designer is catastrophically discontinued. Damn you, Armani! Why? 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 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Why? But still findable online if you dig a little. I just want to remind those who may have forgotten Stronger With You Freeze by Emporia Armani. I missed this one. The perfect fresher remix of the legendary designer Gourmand. Renowned for that roasted chestnut accord, Freeze made a simple yet effective move of adding lime, ginger, mandarin orange, and green apple on top of our old friend cardamom. Hello again, my spicy friend. Many also claim to detect a trace amount of gaiac wood in the base, which may be the contributing factor to its brute might. Shocking for an eau de toilette. But there's a reason Stronger With You has the word stronger in the title. Potency is hardly an issue for this line. But we'll end with my favorite private blend from Chanel. Le Lion. It roars. I've tried a bunch from their Les Exclusifs line. I feel like they all kind of have a common thread, like a sharp, woodsy, earthy, kind of stringent feel, which I dig, but several of them felt a tad redundant. For Le Lion though, I especially like the leatheriness from Labdanum and Patchouli, supplying this animalic nature, which I believe the name represents. It's daring, it's rich, it has an unbelievable scent radius. Therefore, I do have to be mindful of the trigger when applying. Even with all that, I consider the Chanel Les Exclusifs personality springtime perfect, and I love this wild thing. And I would love it if you would subscribe to my wild channel. Join the fam for more wild times. Also, if you want to support even more, tap that like button, ring the bell, share me with all of your pheromone challenge friends and family, blast me out onto your socials, and leave a comment. I'm curious what you're wearing this spring. And if you also like to indulge in a springtime beast every now and then, I want to know, because this ain't no fragrance channel, y'all. It's a mean green community. And join me next time, won't you? Till then, stay fresh, stay strong, and of course, stay smelly. The doctor is out.
Oh yeah, and watch some of my other videos. Click that one on the screen right now. That's a good one. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, do it now.
If we were able to distill cartoon character essences, we should start with Pigpen. We should start with Crumb. I would start with IR Baboon's finger, just to find out what all the hype is about.